Sitting at home. Guess you could call us Video Bros.
So let's try this again for the third fucking time now. Welcome to Vidya Bros, and Jeff's not with us because he sucks ass. Instead, my best friend Sean, well, other best friend I guess, main one, Sean's with me because the Drunk Kingdom Hearts series didn't really go anywhere because I couldn't get the setup right on my PS2 anymore. Blah 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 excuses. So instead, we're gonna redo the whole series on the Final Mix version, which I happen to own now on the full version of 1.5 plus 2.5 HD remix on a PS4. It has all three games from both versions, 1.5 and 2.5, on one disc. So it has, you remember, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Rechain of Memories, which is a way improved version of the original, which, looking back, it wasn't that good. But they improved it a lot and made it less annoying in Rechain of Memories. 358 Days Over 2, people always end up saying that shit differently though, because the way it's misrepresented with the title. That's the one I told you that's on the DS. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and Recoded, which was a game on the phone in Japan, and then they ported it on the DS here. I don't know. That's one game of the whole series.
Yeah, well, it wasn't American, so...
That was the only game in the whole series I actually never, ever played. I played all the other games in the series, even if I haven't beaten them, I've at least played them before.
Well, you actually never played... There's another phone game in Japan, too, which I don't even know what it was called, but it was something different.
Well, also, I never played the Final Mix game versions of 1 and 2 fully either.
Well, until now.
Because it's like, I know the difference is like they have extra stuff in them.
Yep.
Like extra bosses and stuff, I know that. So, Final Mix says before, right, with the difficulty?
Yep. Auto.
Yeah. Yes. So, what were the choices, or are you gonna wait to tell me when the actual...
I actually couldn't find a straight answer. So let me go look again.
I know before what we did in the first attempt for recording this is we chose to get the sword, but give up the staff.
Let's see.
I know that's what we chose. And, frankly, it actually did cause me to level up pretty decently quick in my... what was supposed to be our file for the show, which is now my personal file. This is going to be in a whole new file. So this will be like save file 2 for this. Well, 1's my personal.
If you want extra
like, is any
MP, I'd say we keep the staff. I don't know, it all depends. What do you usually do?
I always usually take the sword and give up the shield or staff.
Okay, I'd say we keep the shield. No, keep the sword, get rid of the
shield?
The staff.
Yeah.
The shield, get rid of the shield.
Because I think it's... Damn, I still can't get over how damn good it looks. Especially the water, that's crazy.
I know. I can't wait for 3.
I was talking to this girl at my job who is somewhat of a nerd, and today, and I was talking about how, like, even playing this collection, because she at least knows what the Kingdom Hearts games are, she said she played them when she was little, she said, like, when I told her, I'm like, I played the original on PS2 recently, and it still looks like it's aged pretty damn well.
It did!
Like, the graphics are still impressive, but here they just run better and look... They do look better, don't get me wrong, but, like, if I want to play a game and compromise its, like, playability, it's like, of course, that's what's gonna happen, playing it on the original system. It's compromising because of, like, at least compromising the FPS running faster. Because, of course, in the PS4 it's gonna run faster. Because it's like a, remade from a ground-up version. Kinda like they did with Crash.
Right. No, that Crash game was beautiful. Gorgeous.
But, on Crash, people say that, like, on the Insane Trilogy, unless you're playing it on a PS4 Pro, you're only gonna get 30 FPS at most. So if you're playing it on a Pro, it will not only be running in 4K, but it'll also run at 60 FPS. So, like, you'll get a way better experience. Some games are like that on there, as I told you before, and then others, it's like, really, they just look a bit better. Horizon Zero Dawn, I never played that game, but I know that game's another example that the PS4 fully supports it. Because of running the FPS up to 60 and making the game run 4K, and actually you can tell the difference graphically wise.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the PS4. I mean, of course, I just got it a few weeks ago, and I'm like, shit. I don't know what I've been missing.
What color is your PS4? Is it just black?
Just black.
Because you can actually customize your PS4 and also your controllers like Anthony did.
I mean, I got it pre-owned, so I got it very basic.
Yeah. But, like, Anthony learned to, like, customize his by, like, he bought, like, parts that included buttons and a different shell for the whole thing. Like, how mine's gold here, on my controller, because I bought this. I never changed this. This has been gold since I've had it. It came like this.
Oh, okay.
So I have, like, a gold PS4 controller. But you can buy parts and, like, completely remove parts, like buttons and stuff, and replace them with different colored ones.
Oh, you could? I never knew that.
Like, Anthony has a blue and orange color controller because, it's like Sonic and Tails colored, I said, as a joke, but, like, he did it because he's a fan of the Knicks, because he likes basketball. Any other night while I was watching the I guess, kind of season premiere, or the official season premiere for Rick and Morty, I was doing that while he was in the kitchen next to me, just, putting this, skin he bought for his PS4 Pro, and it looks like it's all blue now, so it's, like, really cool looking. It looks like he kind of painted it, but it's not paint. So you said to take the sword, right?
Yeah, take the sword.
That's by force of habit. I've always done that, even in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you do the same thing in the beginning of that game.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that we have to.
Yeah.
Then give up the shield, I think. And then for the questions, we go 2-2-2.
I remember, I think me and you last time, didn't we choose, 3-3-3?
Whatever the middle one was, I think it was all 2-2-2. That's what I think.
I think 1 is where you level up slower, 2 is you level up quicker, so you can fight, like, the harder bosses, like, and not have as much as a hard time. And 3... I think 3 is like, it starts you off leveling up slowly, and then it becomes balanced by you leveling up, like, faster as you, progress through the game.
Right, no, I just say we just do, like the steady throughout, like the even.
Well, that's kind of what that was, but if you want to level up quicker, I believe it was 2-2-2.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
So you want to level up quicker.
Yes.
Because I actually want to level up quicker too, so we can learn more moves and stuff.
Yeah, no, we just do 2-2-2.
I remember telling you, like, the other day, it was really cool. Like, I'm mentioning it only because of being on the show and, like, having scrapped the fucking audio and everything. Because my computer's incompetence, I almost said incontinence, caused it to be like, okay, well, it's not saving because you didn't choose a setting for what type of file it is. So I had to make an M2TS or whatever type file for the video file-wise. And, like, I mentioned that, like, being on these windows in the beginning of the game, like, the glass windows here, it's like, that was a stage in Project M that somebody made in the Capadani build.
Nice.
Either that or it was, like, just a stage he threw in there. Because I'm not sure if he makes the stages himself, or if he just, like, makes them all work for his build, because I know some people will just put stuff in other people made just to work together and make it so they work fine for a build and not mess each other up on certain things you have. Because certain things, depending on what you put in the game, can cause other things to crash and not work as well. It's weird like that, so then it's like, okay, you gotta take out certain things if you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, the Capadani's build, like, had a few hundred stages when Jeff started doing videos of that a couple years ago. And then they added another few hundred stages, and another few hundred stages, and another few hundred stages for each update for the build. And one of them was this stage, and I thought it was really cool. I've put in the stage of being at the Kingdom Hearts door itself in my Project M build.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it repraced. I don't know why I sounded
You sounded Asian there, bud.
Yeah, not to be racist, but I did sound Asian. But it replaced Hyrule Castle of the stage of it from Smash Bros. Melee that was in Brawl. It replaced that stage because it had like the same programming and codes as that stage, so I just like it's like a cut being like replaced type thing. That's really what you're doing, is you're replacing the files in. It's like replacing other files already in it, so it like works for that stage,
right,
or for that character or whatever. So it's not hard to figure out. Like once you know what you're doing, it just becomes habit.
No, this is the one. I think honestly, what we're doing right now is probably the worst part of the Kingdom Hearts games. I hate this fucking like level.
Really? I never minded this too much.
I think it's just annoying. Like, obviously it's not hard. There are so many other parts of the game that are a billion times harder than this shit.
You know what Ryan always told me is a really hard boss in this game?
What?
He told me that that Clayton is like... Clayton. I think it's like...
Oh, Clayton's a bitch.
I never really had that much of problems with him as other people have.
It was easy, though.
Like, I thought it was kind of easy. He took me maybe 2 or 3 tries when I first played through it, and that was about it. It's not like the Phantom, who took me fucking forever to beat.
I never actually fought the Phantom.
Oh my god, so fucking hard. What'd you say?
222?
You know what's weird is I saw people saying the same thing I did online, like, the other day when we tried first recording for it, where, like, they actually chose answers that they feel they really believe in real life of these questions. So, I will choose friendship here because of that. Not even just because of trying to get the easier path for leveling up. Being different, a little bit, I guess, as far as me in real life. To broaden my horizons. I feel a little bit about that. So if you were to ask me if all these things are things I think of in real life, about halfway, I guess. I don't know about you.
No, I definitely want to broaden my horizons.
But about all 3 of those things, do all of those represent you, or just some of them?
Pretty much, actually, yeah.
Because one thing is, like, what are you afraid of? And, I think usually I always used to pick, like, getting old, or being indecisive. I think those were the other 2 answers.
Yeah.
And of the third question I answered, it was like, usually I think I'd pick, like, to become strong or something, I think was another answer.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing that, in real life, that actually best represents me. It's like, alright, I want to be a stronger person for, like, my friends and family and stuff. So it's like, the beginning of the game with those questions is really, like, philosophical, I guess.
This whole game is philosophical.
Yeah, but that one part, like, with the 3 questions, it's like, well, it's like, alright, well, it makes common sense to, like, associate that with how you are in real life. It's like, unless you just want certain paths, and it's like, alright, I'm just gonna put these answers here, even if they don't actually represent my being in real life. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I do know, though, is I kind of am curious to see if this makes any difference playing this on Anthony's PS4 Pro.
It might.
Because it's like certain lists of games. It's kind of like how the Xbox One, when it first came out, it's like only certain games are backwards compatible. And then eventually they're making a service they announced not too long ago where it's like, okay, well, if you pay, like, for this certain service coming out, it's like, you can select from a whole different list of backwards compatible games, and it's like a bunch of newer, recently announced ones that are like, alright, for the 360 and now Xbox One games are backwards compatible, which is really cool. I only played a couple of games on the Xbox One growing up, though. Like, games usually I would play with my dad, like, Mafia was a lot of fun.
Wait, original Xbox or Xbox One? The Xbox One.
Yeah, their naming for things is fucking terrible.
I know.
That's why when they first announced the system, I'm like, wait, why are you naming it that? That's a really confusing thing to do. And then the newest edition, the Xbox One X, like, okay, so you're gonna be even more confusing with your titles.
Just name the double Xbox.
Yeah. So people are like saying, then what's the next, if they make another Xbox console years from now, what's, like, of a next-gen console, like, what is it gonna be called, the Xbox 2 or the Xbox, like, 720?
Yeah, that's how they should have did it. They should have done, like, Xbox 3.
Xbox 2 or Xbox 720? remember reading years ago that there was a glitch, and I don't know how to trigger it. I just know it's something that can happen. There is a glitch you can trigger in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know if it's in this one or if they took it out. Where you can actually play as Riku and Darkseid instead of playing as Sora. Like, you can actually legit fully play as them. I don't know if it was through the world of hacking, like using an action replay, or if it was just like some weird thing that can happen in a game to you out of nowhere.
I don't know.
I mean, has that ever happened to you?
No.
I don't know. I can't confirm or deny it because I've only been told it by a friend. I never actually saw it happen. I tried looking up, I think, once to see how to make it happen, but to no avail. I couldn't do anything about it.
You could try.
Well, if I knew what to do for it, true, but if...
Well, what did you look up exactly?
I don't even remember. This is years ago. Wait, did I beat him, or...
No.
Because I saw the meter shown as if I beat the boss, or...
No, that isn't...
Because sometimes you level up when you beat a boss.
Okay, no. So what that means was...
Well, now
you just leveled up. Usually if it's like the slow thing, that means you beat the boss.
Well, I know now because I beat him, but...
Well, yeah.
I haven't played these games in forever, but I remember a lot of the times I'd get lucky and level up when I beat a boss. So I thought maybe I beat him already, or I just